Hi, this is Andy from Make Me a DJ. Today you're locked in for part 4 of the Oldschool Rave Breaks tutorial. This part we're going to be showing you how to use the sample and hold feature in Operator to come out with a kind of synth bass line. And this is the sound on its own. To start off, as usual, we're going to insert a new MIDI track and we're going to add Ableton's Operator. We're also going to go to Max Live and we're going to add the step sequencer. That's part of the big free pack if you haven't already downloaded it. So when it's loaded in the step sequencer, we're going to hit the note tab. Now, the notes aren't going to really matter too much for this as we're using sample and hold. But let's just have 2 repeating over and over. That's it for the sequencer. Let's head to Operator now. We're going to want to change some of the parameters in Operator A. We just want to bring the sustain all the way down and make the decay a little bit less. We're going for a little bit more of a plucky sound. Something similar to like a standard house bass line. Once we've brought that down, what we want to do is feed in some of Operator B. And let's bring the sustain and the decay down on those, just till it's kind of plucking through a little bit, but not too sharp. Before we go further, we want to bring the transpose down. We're going to bring it down 2 octaves. Now that's going to give us a more basic kind of sound, which is what we're looking for. Next, let's feed in Operator C, just to create some more harmonics. We can leave the settings as they are in there, maybe bring the decay down a little bit. So we'll go over to the LFO section. This is where we're going to add the sample and hold kind of effect. Let's turn the LFO on and then click sign. Let's change that to S and H. And then start to turn up the LFO amount. You can already see the amount of fun that you can have with this kind of thing. Anyway, that's it for Operator. Let's add an EQ8 and we're going to take off all the low end. I'm just going to bring it up to maybe 200 Hz. We've already got a subline, so we don't want clashing. Next, let's go to Audio Effects, add Saturator. We're going to change the mode to Wave Shaper. That gives us a few more controls and it allows us to take things a little bit further. The best way really to get used to it is just to play around with all the controls. Remember to bring the output down as you drive it. You just want to play about with the sound and give it a little bit more grit so it stands out in the mix. At the moment it sounds nice on its own and it might be good for certain tracks, but for this track it kind of needs to have that presence. Finally, let's add a little bit of reverb just to put it in that kind of space. Just fit it in with all the other elements and give it a bit of shine on top. And if we want to, we can go into the saturator to automate some of the parameters in there. And make it more intense at certain sections of the track and bring it back down again. Thanks again for watching. Feel free to comment any suggestions for tutorials in the future. And if you found this helpful, feel free to book in a one-to-one session with myself. You can either come into the studios in Manchester or you can do a Zoom session online.